with information regarding lawsuits and more. This is Wrestling Rambles. My name is John, and you're watching the Wrestling Report. Revealing an interesting fact about fans of AEW, president of the promotion, Tony Khan, said this during the media call ahead of the company's All Out event this weekend. Did you know of all the world sports leagues that the league whose fans spend the most money per month on streaming video of every sports league out there, the league who spends on average the most per month on streaming video, it's AEW. It's ahead of every other sporting league in the world. I've never said AEW is the biggest sporting league in the world, but we are a big sports league now, and we have a lot of fans. We also have the greatest avidity of fans of any league in the world. It shows up in the metrics in intangible ways too. Sure, I didn't check the decibel meter every 5 seconds at Wembley Stadium because we were having such a great show, and we were in the moment trying to enjoy it as it was happening. Following Raw, Rhea Ripley would put her signature on a fan sign who beat cancer. Explaining how he has been able to have 2 expensive songs be used as his entrance themes in AEW, Orange Cassidy told Q101, so because it's a music station, I guess I can get into it a little bit. Before I was on AEW, I was coming out to Jane by Jefferson Starship, and I just loved it because I loved the movie Wet Hot American Summer, and I liked the way it started with that. When I got to AEW, Jefferson Starship's like, no, we're not letting you use that for this guy. And because Tony Khan is who he is, he's like, we're gonna get another one. And I was like, I mean, you don't have to. I can just get a custom one. He's like, no, we're gonna. We were late one night and on the 4th floor of the hotel we were staying at after a show and just talking about stuff, and he came up with the Pixies, or maybe it was Chuck Taylor. I'm not sure. I want to say it was Tony because that's probably a better answer to say. I'm pretty sure it was him, that he suggested the Pixies, and they reached out and Pixies was like, sure, we'll do it. Then there was an article on Pitchfork saying like, oh, this new wrestler is coming out to the Pixies. Jefferson Starship reached back out and they said, hey, we'll do something, and now I have 2 very expensive theme songs. Confirming a WWE Legends appearance on Raw next week, Jackie Redmond said this on X.
What's up, everybody? I hope you are enjoying what is left of this beautiful summer. I had to hop on here though because I can officially confirm through some very legitimate sources that this Monday, on the season premiere of Monday Night Raw, Canadian legend Bret the Hitman Hart himself will be at the Saddle Dome in Calgary. If that's not a reason to incorporate some pink into my wardrobe, I don't know what is, but you heard it here first. We'll see you there.
Giving his reaction to Joe Tessitore's pro wrestling play-by-play commentary debut on Raw this week, AEW's Tony Schiavone said this on his What Happened When podcast. I'm sure he, Joe Tessitore, will do well, and I'm sure that Nick Khan is paying him a big chunk of money. I'm sure he is going to end up being one of the best, I would hope, play-by-play men in wrestling. I don't think he'll be in the class of Excalibur, but then again, right now, in this day and age, no one is. He's amazing. During that same show, Tony Schiavone noted why he will not be watching the Netflix documentary on Vince McMahon, saying, "I will never watch anything Bill Simmons does. He can go suck a Bill was very critical of me during the WCW years, and you know what? Said some very terrible things. So you know what he can do? There you go. And I know he, Simmons, was one of the founders of 30 for 30. I wouldn't have watched any of them. For details on Hangman Page setting fire to Swerve Strickland's childhood home on AEW Dynamite this week, Ringside News wrote that the September 4th episode of AEW Dynamite concluded its latest broadcast with highly praised storyline involving Adam Hangman Page and Swerve Strickland. In a dramatic twist, Page burned down Strickland's childhood home. This was a significant property Strickland had recently acquired following news of his contract extension. Now we're getting even more information about that hot angle. Although the deal had been announced, Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select reports that it was finalized only shortly before the event. Despite Strickland having over 6 months remaining on his contract, AEW capitalized on a storyline opportunity to integrate the announcement into their programming. The house used for this angle was reportedly burned down by a small crew under professional supervision. The storyline, which has been in the works for months, was kept secret from many AEW roster members. Several talents, both within AEW and outside it, congratulated Strickland, unaware that the purchase of the house was part of the storyline. One wrestler even reportedly said that Swerve Strickland maintained kayfabe, thanking them for their support. The meticulous references within the angle were designed to heighten the conflict, positioning Hangman Page as the de facto babyface in the story. There are planned storyline reasons explaining why Hangman Page is not facing legal repercussions for the act. According to the report, Page and Strickland were scheduled to main event AEW All Out. Feedback from those involved in AEW has been overwhelmingly positive regarding the execution and reception of the angle. Additionally, many talents at Black Label Pro in Chicago made a point to watch the segment unfold. For those speculating online about whether the house in Swerve Strickland's video was the same as the one depicted in Hangman's segment, it has been confirmed that it indeed was the same property. Hinting at a return to WWE when talking about her husband, Nick Aldis, who is the general manager of SmackDown. Mickie James said this to ring the bell. When is Mickie James coming in? Oh, I don't know. I'm so proud of Nick Aldis. He's doing great. That would be cool. James returning? It would be. It could be his assistant maybe. Sexy Terry? Sexy Terry, that's my new name. And then take over the title, obviously. Yeah, cause I'm the secretary, so I can just write it in, schedule it. There's always an opportunity there. Well, you never know. You never know. No, I'm so proud of him. He's doing great. I think he's killing it. In that same interview, Mickie James talked about her prior on-screen romance with John Cena in WWE, saying, "Where was that supposed to go? I don't really know. I don't really know where that was supposed to go or where it wasn't supposed to go, but I think, obviously, like we were talking or whatever at the time anyway, so I feel like it was one of those things. I mean, that was a well-known thing, right? That was one of those things of like, hey, we'll try this on air. I don't know that we actually had any on-camera chemistry. You know, when I watched it back, I go like, you don't feel it? I didn't. Yeah, it felt uncomfortable. It felt like it came off, I don't know that it came off on camera as natural." In an arm wrestling contest, former WWE and AEW name Parker Boudreaux would take on TNA's Moose.
Going right for it. Going right for it. Time, go!
Going over AEW's internal reaction to Daniel Garcia following his return to the promotion, Ringside News wrote that Fightful Select reports that people within AEW were very pleased with Daniel Garcia's performances at AEW All In and Dynamite this week. However, there hasn't been any update on his current status regarding his contract. We also reported that Daniel Garcia's AEW contract is set to expire in October this year, and at the time of writing, Daniel Garcia has yet to sign a new deal with the company and is currently negotiating. Asked if he would consider a return to WWE, former NXT star Quincy Elliott told Developmentally Speaking, "Honestly, I don't know. I would love to do it, but there would have to be some conversations. When I started in WWE, I was 22. I was immature. I was not understanding the world I was in. It's not that I'm saying that I don't want to go back to WWE. I would love to go back, but I would like to go back feeling a little more secure with myself." Mentioning how he is feeling physically since his return to WWE from a back injury, Randy Orton said this to The Independent: "I was able to do things in the gym that I hadn't done since I was in my 20s, and since I had my back fixed, I was able to strengthen it. That gave me new life. That gave me stability, almost like body armor, so to speak, that I had never had before. Ever since I had my back fused, it's like a new lease on life. I believe Gunther versus Orton is the biggest match I've had since returning. You know, it's crazy to say, but I feel like I'm still in my prime in the profession that I'm in. That really excites me." For a recap on commentator Kevin Kelly's run with AEW and his lawsuit against the company, Ringside News noted that Kevin Kelly, a well-known wrestling commentator with experience in top promotions, found himself in the middle of controversy following his departure from AEW. His exit reportedly stemmed from a heated outburst just before AEW's Revolution event. Since then, Kelly has taken legal action against AEW, which he said was forced to do and wanted to explore a different route. Kelly's sudden departure raised eyebrows among fans, especially after he openly accused fellow AEW commentator Ian Riccaboni of defamation. Kelly asserted that his role in AEW was crucial leading up to the Revolution pay-per-view. It later emerged that legal issues were at the root of his absence, and he has since shifted his focus to other wrestling projects. In a significant legal move, Kelly, along with wrestlers Brandon and Brendan Tate, filed a lawsuit against AEW in Pennsylvania court on August 30th, 2024. The lawsuit, led by attorneys Stephen P. New and Benjamin Bear, challenges AEW's classification of its talent as independent contractors instead of employees. Kevin Kelly also seeks compensation for what he claims is a breach of contract, alleging that AEW interfered with his opportunities to secure other employment. However, AEW has responded to the matter through a brief statement. Witnessing that and a lot of comments from fans, Kevin Kelly revealed an intriguing detail regarding the lawsuit via his ex. Kelly stated that he wanted to resolve the issue privately with AEW, but the promotion did not leave him with any choice but to go public. Kelly also took a shot at AEW commentator Jim Ross and looked forward on what was to come next in the lawsuit. Lots of comments on our lawsuit, and we will see what happens. I had hoped to settle this fairly and quietly with AEW, but they left us no choice. And to my friend JR, this is not frivolous in the least. We look forward to what comes next. Thank you all very much." In a clip, ex-WWE star Mandy Rose can be seen hitting the ropes at the BLP Crowning Glory Combine.
2, 1. 3, 4.
Rose had previously said this regarding a potential return to WWE, telling SE Scoops, "I would say making that statement whether it was on Monday Night Raw or Friday Night SmackDown. I did make such a big statement in NXT. I think it was my time to then get to Monday or Friday or do it on the big screen. NXT's great and it's so amazing what they've built, but obviously the end goal is to be in front of thousands and thousands of people and big crowds and on TV every week, which I was with NXT, but it was just a smaller situation. But I think that would be the ultimate goal if I wanted to get back. Whether or not it's with a group or it's not and I'm by myself, I think that new Mandy Rose mentality of not really giving a damn and going out there and kicking butt, I think that would be pretty cool. An edgier Mandy. Providing an update on his health after suffering a fractured tibia, former WWE and current AEW star Adam Copeland told Sports Illustrated, "It feels really good. I got the surgery. I guess it was June 1st by the time I finally got the surgery done. So I guess yesterday was 3 months. I've never broken my leg before, so I didn't know what that entails or what that entailed. With my Achilles, it was a process. This is not that, which is good because the Achilles, I was working 8 hours a day on that thing. It became a full-time job and I got it back in 6 months, but it was a lot of grinding of teeth. This isn't that more than anything. It's trying to get the power back and flexibility from bringing your toes to your knee. That's the last area that doesn't want to go yet because the plate goes down to the ankle because it was a lower fracture. It was a lower tibia fracture, so the plate butts up against that ankle bone. I think that'll be what I need to get through in order to be able to get all of that power back. I don't know what a time frame is. I don't know any of that. I know that now I can walk, get in the ring, and move around a little bit, but I still feel the deficiency. So I know I still have some work to do to return to where I need to be." It appears WWE and Cody Rhodes are on the receiving end of a lawsuit, with Ringside News noting that post-wrestling reports that Wesley Eisgold, a punk rock musician and lead singer of the band American Nightmare, has filed a lawsuit against Cody Rhodes, WWE, and WWE's primary merchandising partner, Fanatics. The lawsuit, lodged in federal court in California on Wednesday, alleges trademark infringement, breach of contract, and intentional interference with contractual relations. Eisgold, who co-founded American Nightmare in 1998, holds a trademark for American Nightmare registered in 2016, covering music, clothing, and entertainment services. His band has been active intermittently with recent tours in 2023. The legal conflict dates back to March of 2019 when Cody Rhodes applied to register the trademark The American Nightmare for wrestling-related use. Eisgold, who had secured a similar trademark, opposed Rhodes' application. The dispute was reportedly settled in March of 2021, allowing Rhodes to use the trademark with the condition that any merchandise featuring American Nightmare must prominently display Rhodes' name, likeness, or wrestling imagery in a size at least 75% larger than the text. Rhodes, who was then under contract with AEW, later rejoined WWE in 2022 and continued to use the trademark. As part of the settlement, Cody Rhodes agreed to a one-time payment of $30,000 to Eisgold. However, Eisgold now alleges that Rhodes, WWE, and Fanatics have breached the agreement. According to the lawsuit, merchandise sold by WWE through Fanatics features the American Nightmare text with minimal or no reference to Rhodes or wrestling imagery, causing confusion among fans of both the band and WWE. Eisgold's complaint specifically highlights the Crown t-shirt design as an example of the alleged infringement. This design uses the American Nightmare text without clear references to Rhodes or wrestling-related images, as shown in the images provided in the complaint. This could damage Cody because he sells a ton of merchandise. The lawsuit also notes that social media activity has indicated confusion among fans who have tagged the American Nightmare band social media account in posts related to the WWE merchandise. Eisgold's legal team previously contacted Rhodes' lawyer in 2022 about the Crown t-shirt design, but received no response. More recently, cease and desist letters were sent to Fanatics and Rhodes in April and May of 2022. 2024. Izald's attorney received a letter from WWE on May 31st indicating that Fanatics had referred the matter to WWE, but no further correspondence from the defendants has been received. In addition to seeking damages of at least $150,000, Izald is pursuing treble damages of up to $300,000 for federal trademark infringement as well as recovery of attorney's fees. WWE, Fanatics, Cody Rhodes, Rhodes' trademark attorney, and Izald's legal representatives have not responded to the outlet with any comments. And this was your pro wrestling news update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all later.